point out for transparency is going into this proposal, I was a little bit of a skeptic myself. That's my role as Director of Diversity and Transit Equity, is to question all of our policies from a very neutral perspective. So I was not necessarily sure going into this that frequent service therefore did necessarily benefit transit-dependent populations. But throughout the course of this analysis, I was 100% proven that yes, it absolutely does. What we find from our analysis is transit-dependent populations, if you want to look at it from an overrepresentation perspective, utilize frequent service lines more than other lines. And so any investments in frequent service lines is therefore, from my view, a solid investment in mitigating, reducing the time spent for transit-dependent populations, specifically Title VI populations, and looking at minorities, which are protected classes, as you know, and also huge concentrations of our low-income communities. So there's a direct link. Dollar spent in investing in frequent service is a dollar that benefits transit-dependent riders.
He says every dollar spent on frequent service lines is a dollar spent on transit-dependent riders. I don't get it at all. I don't see the cause and effect there at all. And if you listen to his little clip, he talks about transparency there again. You know, they keep throwing the words out. They don't mean anything yet. Let's see it mean something. You know, I don't want to hear Johnell or Neil or any of the other hacks, which is what they are. I'm sorry. I know it's insulting. I know I'm out of line. You know, all the TriMet employees, the executives think I'm out of line. Well, I say you're out of line. You people are the ones that are out of line. I'd still be working there if you guys weren't out of line as bad as you are. But people like you don't want people like me around. So that's why I'm out here now. Okay, and not over there. And you've done that to a lot of employees. I'm not the only employee that found it so miserable I had to leave. Lots of people did. And I think that was intentional on their part to make it as miserable for the old-timer as possible so they could get a new crew of people with worse benefits and more malleable because they're happy to have a job mentality that's bred into the slave laborer, you know, the wage slave mind. I'm happy to have a job. You know, that's basically admitting you're happy to be a slave, but that's neither here nor there. Do we believe Johnell? No, I don't believe you. I don't know. I haven't looked at your report. I haven't read it. But how is it possible that this is more advantageous in an equity formula than a longer transfer is? It's not possible. The longer transfer benefits everybody equally. Transit dependent, poor, rich, everybody benefits from a longer transfer. Restoration of some frequent service, okay, you wait less time for the bus, but it doesn't affect everybody equally. All the people that are not using those lines get no benefit out of it. So I don't believe a word he's saying. And everything that comes out of his mouth is like buzzwords. You just listen to this guy. He's like regurgitating all these particular buzzwords that you keep hearing, like transparency. Keep saying it enough, people will believe. Transparency, seamless. Nobody uses the word seamless except these bureaucrats, okay? Anytime you see the word seamless, you know it's coming from some bureaucrat. I don't buy Johnell Bell's act, not one bit.